You know that feeling, right? When you're on a shopping trip that feels less like a quick errand and more like, well, like you're stuck in limbo. Today, we're going to break down a really passionate rant that just gets to the absolute heart of that super common, super frustrating experience.
I mean, it all kicks off with this line, and it's just so relatable. A simple family shopping trip just completely spirals out of control into what our guy calls one of the most boring experiences of his entire life. And right there, that sets the stage for a huge conflict.
So first up, a shopping standoff. Because at the center of this whole thing is a deep, deep disagreement about what a store is even for. It's a total clash between two different types of people, and I'm willing to bet a lot of us have been there. Okay, so here's the scene. You just want to go in, find some clothes that fit, and get out. Simple, right? But no. You're stuck with someone who seems to have all the time in the world, and they turn this quick little task into a long, painful, drawn-out ordeal.
So to really get the frustration, we've got to look at the two kinds of shoppers here. This is where the whole argument comes from. Are you on a mission, or are you visiting a museum? This lays it all out perfectly. On one side, you've got the mission shopper. For them, shopping is a task. It's a chore you need to complete. They're like surgeons. They have a goal, they go in, they get it done, and they're out. But then you have the museum shopper. For them, shopping is a fun activity. The whole point is the browsing, the looking around. That's the main event.
So the guy telling the story, he is a classic mission shopper, and he gives a great example. When he goes into a video game store, he knows what he's there for, he asks a few questions, grabs what he needs, and he's out of there in like 20-30 minutes tops. It is all about efficiency.
And then there's the other side of the coin, the museum shopper. He describes them as someone who acts like they've, quote, never seen clothes before. They want to try on literally half the store, they browse forever, and they walk at a snail's pace. He's super clear about it. The browsing is what annoys me most.
And this all leads to the biggest point of his whole argument. These museum shoppers are completely misunderstanding what a mall is supposed to be.
And there it is. That one sentence just says it all. A mall, or really any store, is a place for commerce. It's not some cultural monument where you're supposed to just wander around and observe things for hours.
Let's break that down, because it's a really smart point. A museum is literally designed for you to spend hours there, looking, experiencing things. But a store? It's designed for a transaction. You find something, you buy it, and you leave. When you start treating one like the other, well, that's where all this frustration comes from.
Okay, so this all sounds annoying in theory. We get it. But how bad can it actually get when these two styles clash? What happens when a mission shopper gets trapped in a museum shopper's world? What's the real breaking point? And that brings us to the climax of the rant, the 5-hour fiasco. Yep, this is the ultimate example of time just being wasted, where the hours you put in have basically zero relationship to what you actually get done.
That's right, 5 hours. He was stuck in a single store for 5 full hours. Just think about that. That's longer than most blockbuster movies. That's a flight across half the country.
So after that 5-hour marathon, what's the grand prize? Sometimes it's just one thing, one single item to show for an entire afternoon of wandering around and trying stuff on. The inefficiency is just, it's staggering. But oh, it gets worse. You know what the absolute peak of absurdity is? It's when, after those 5 hours, the shopper walks out with absolutely nothing. Zilch. All that time, all that browsing, all that walking like a snail for literally zero results.
And this quote just sums it all up. It's not just about the time, it's the maddening idea that what they did end up buying could have taken, 45 minutes? But somehow that simple task got stretched into a 5-hour saga. So, after laying out the whole case, the two philosophies, the mall versus museum argument, and that crazy 5-hour fiasco, our guy delivers his final, passionate verdict on the whole thing.
And his final judgment is pretty clear. This whole behavior is annoying, ridiculous, and out of this world. The frustration is so real, he even jokes that there should be a team of people protesting against people like this. He's kidding, of course, but man, you can feel that it comes from a very real place.
And all of this leaves us with one last question, doesn't it? After breaking this all down, you kind of have to ask yourself, which one are you? Are you the efficient mission shopper, in and out with a clear purpose? Or are you the leisurely museum shopper, where the journey is the whole point?
The answer might just explain a whole lot about your own shopping trips.